So it's funny. I had put together this whole entire thing, and I realized that my microphone was literally on the table. So the audio wasn't all that good, and I feel like I need to do this again. So here we are. We're doing it again. And this is hopefully for the last time. So, hello and welcome to Let's Think About It. It's a show, of course, where I ask you to take a few minutes of your time, or at least for the duration of this video, to try and remove the biases that you have and think about the positions we have on current day topics so we can make educated decisions at the polls. My name is Warner and I'll be your host. But as you can tell, today is going to just be a little different, maybe vastly different, right? And I just really want to speak directly to a certain group of people. People who may consider themselves conservative, who may consider themselves Republicans, like true Republicans, right? The people who believe in the only nominee that is available, the only nominee that matters. The true Republicans. All right, so with that being said, if you're one of those individuals, please bear with me. I want to ask you a favor. Just do me this favor. Do me this favor and run with this little exercise I want to participate in, okay? Just do this thing for me if you can. So, with that being said, you might be asking yourself, what's my gimmick? Well, here it is. It's not that hard. I want you to take all your biases. This is going to be a package thing, so it's not going to end here. But take all your biases, take all your feelings about the current election, about Trump, about him, and just kind of squeeze it into a box in your mind, and just kind of shove it over to the side. So now we have no opinions about Trump whatsoever. You done that? Good. Now, to the next part. I want you to close your eyes, or keep them open, however you want to do it. And I want you to think back, okay? Take yourself back, all the way back to the year 2008. But there was a man, right, at that time. A man at that time who lived in New York and who had several properties, and it had the name Trump on it, right? You know that man, right? What would be the first words out of your mind? Or what would be the first words out of your mouth? Now, if you're too young or you weren't born during that time, you might want to ask a Republican or someone who's conservative to participate in this exercise. All right, but ask them to be honest. I want you to be honest with yourself. What would be the first words out of your mouth thinking about this individual? Well, I'll tell you what comes out of my mouth. And what comes out of my mouth is New York sleazy businessman. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, goodbye. No, please stay with me here, okay? All right. That may not be what you think. You may have thought, great guy, great businessman. I don't know what else you could think of. I definitely don't think the words great Christian person would come up to mind. A great philanthropist wouldn't be something that would pop up in your head. I don't think these would be the words that would be top of mind. Right? So, hear me out. Because I understand at one point in time I was a conservative too. To some degree, I believe I still hold on to some conservative leanings. But I know that for a long time we felt ignored, right? We felt as if we didn't have a voice. The popular mainstream media just ignored us. They were easy to make fun of us and our candidates. Our Republican candidates were made fun of too easily for minor gaffes, while liberal candidates can do more egregious things and get away with it. I get it. Right? That happened. And here comes a man, a boisterous, loud, strong-willed man who basically tells it like it is. And he brings up this situation about Obama's right to be president, and we listened. It made some sort of sense, and we did. We gave it some time, and we listened. Now that was resolved, but he still wanted to continue on, so he decided, this man, Trump, as we should call him now, decided that he wanted to run for president. And in November 2016, the unbelievable happened, and he wins. And we cried, yay! Now we have someone in the White House who will do the things that no one else was willing to do. To say the things that no one else is willing to say. To be politically incorrect. That's what we wanted. And he did. He came out with things. He appointed Supreme Court justices. Things were just going so well. Right? Unfortunately, something started to happen. Started small. He said that he might stay in for more than 2 terms. He started joking around about the Constitution, making statements here and there. But then he cried the 2 most famous words that we have taken to heart in this modern conservative movement, if you want to call it that. Fake news. And so we cried fake news. It was easy for us to believe fake news, right? I mean, back in the day when the mainstream media was making fun of George W. Bush and John McCain and Sarah Palin, the people that we believed in, right? And sometimes it wasn't really major issues when they made fun of them. It was easy to ignore. We were ignoring them anyway. And so when Trump said fake news, it was easy for us to do. Fake news. Let's not think about it. Let's just ignore them. Zelensky, some issue with Zelensky, fake news, right? Started talking about things that, started talking about sexual harassment charges or Russian stuff that he was colluding with. Fake news. No reason to believe that. It was easy for us to ignore. But then things kind of got problematic around 2020, 2019. COVID happened. And soon we were telling experts who knew about diseases, people who have went to college far more years than probably most of us have ever been to, talking about what to do, wearing face masks. And we could have arguments about face masks. We could have arguments about the vaccine. But Donald Trump said fake news. And so therefore, we ignored them. We ignored the experts. Yet we're willing to believe in the man who told us that injecting bleach into your veins was something that we could do. So people did it. Look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. People did it. Trump said, let's not wear face masks. And so no one did. People caught COVID. And people died because of COVID. We wanted to continue believing because he was sticking it to the liberal media. He was sticking it to the Democrats. That's what we wanted, that voice. And we started to believe that he was some sort of savior, right? We created a construct. We created an image in our heads of a man that was not what we believed him to be. We just created an image. And now, because of that image, we're willing to believe anything he tells us. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking to yourself, okay, this is enough. But listen to me. I hope you have taken the time to listen to this, right? Right? Because it is a construct that we have made. And now we don't believe anything. We've cut ourselves off from any other sources of information. We even basically tell our family and friends, fuck you. Right? We tell them, fuck you, because they say something we don't want to believe. And even when maybe their statements might be valid, we just continue to ignore them because we pass it off as them being unreasonable, them being too liberal. Fake news. We get into fights. It's just, this is not right. And now we're believing in things of deporting, mass deportation of immigrants, people who are here legally. We believe in news about eating cats and dogs. That's more real than anything else, right? We believe in the lies that the Biden administration is not doing enough, even though our governments are doing enough, right? Our own state and local officials are saying they're doing enough. But we don't ignore it. We ignore them. They obviously don't know because they're the ones who actually have the hands and they know exactly what's going on. They get the funding, they pass it out, they know where things are being appropriated. But we don't believe them. We believe in the man who basically has no power at the moment because he claims fake news. Hey guys, I'm sorry. And if you stuck with me this far, I appreciate it. Thank you. Because this is not an easy thing to hear, especially if you're really taking the time to think about it. I hope it's not an easy thing to hear. We continue on this journey. We continue on this because we believe we have good intentions. We believe in this country, right? I understand that. We believe in this country. We believe in this country to a point to where we believe this man is going to do it. But so we continue on this road for ourselves. We continue going down this road believing in him. We continue going down this road thinking that this is the right thing to do. We continue going down this road because it's maybe the only thing we know. We continue going down this road because we think that this may not be, there is no other truth. We continue going down a road paved with good intentions. So, where am I going with this? I just basically want you to understand that the individual that we've thought of, that man named Trump in 2008, if you honestly thought back to that time frame, removed all your biases and just thought to yourself who that man was, he didn't change. So when you go to the ballot box this November 5th, or whenever, because early voting has started, and you're about to hit that button or fill in that circle or make that check mark, however your state does it, and you see the name Donald J. Trump, I want you to think about that man back in 2008. Not the man that you have in your head now. Not the man that we have put together an image in our head, but that man in 2008. And would you be willing to give that man power? And that's it. With that being said, I do want to thank you guys. Thank you again if you've stayed all the way through. If you dare, hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, think critically.